The alien army of Zarkith Prime landed on planet Vectra 9 just after sunrise. Their ships covered the sky like a swarm of insects. Loud engines shook the ground, and dust flew everywhere. Inside the alien command ship, General Vork smiled. He had waited a long time for this moment. Earth's last colony in this part of space was about to fall. The aliens moved fast. Their soldiers, wearing black armor, stormed every building they saw. They shot down turrets, crushed defense drones, and broke into bunkers. The sky was filled with fire. Explosions lit up the horizon. Humans tried to fight back, but their numbers were small. Most were already wounded. Their weapons were old. They were not ready for a full-scale attack. Within 3 hours, the alien army controlled 95% of the colony. General Vork stood on a high platform and raised his arms. "This is Earth's best," he said, laughing. "They are weaker than we thought." His soldiers cheered. Music played across their radio waves. A victory message was sent to the Zarkith Empire. Planet Vectra 9 taken. Earth forces defeated. Alien soldiers took pictures beside broken human machines. Some collected helmets as trophies. One alien dragged a human flag across the ground, shouting, "Zarkith wins. Earth is finished." But deep inside the ruined command post, something didn't feel right. A young alien tech officer was going through the human bodies. He scanned their uniforms. His screen flashed a strange symbol. "Commander," he said, calling Vork. "These humans, they were not army." "What do you mean?" Vork asked, annoyed. "These uniforms, they belong to Scout Team Omega 9. Vork's smile slowly faded. "Scouts," he repeated. "Yes," the officer replied. 8 of them. No official army. No backup. Just scouts. Vork looked around at the battlefield. So much destruction. Entire buildings gone. Half his tanks blown apart. 10 dropships destroyed. Over 400 alien soldiers dead. All this damage was caused by just 8 humans. He ordered a full scan of the area. Data started coming in. Explosives were planted with perfect timing. Alien fuel lines had been cut silently. Power grids had been disabled with no alarms. One sniper had killed 10 officers with single shots. Another section had signs of hand-to-hand combat, but only one human body there. The rest were aliens. Vork's hand shook. 8, he whispered. 8 scouts did all this. He walked slowly through the field. One human body was still holding a detonator. Another had wires running from a satellite dish. One had marks of being shot multiple times, but he had still managed to crawl forward and destroy a communication relay. Suddenly, one of the alien officers ran toward him, holding a datapad. "Sir, we found a message. It was left in their system." Vork grabbed the pad and pressed play. A human voice spoke in calm, slow English. "If you're hearing this, congratulations. You fought a scout team. Not soldiers, not the Earth military. Just a scout team." There was a pause. Then the voice continued. "If we can do this much damage, imagine what happens when the real army arrives." The recording ended. A cold silence fell over the command ship. Vork sat down. His mind raced. All this time, he thought they had fought Earth's best soldiers. But it wasn't even Earth's real defense. These were just scouts, sent ahead to gather data. And they still caused more damage than expected. What kind of army sends scouts who can fight like this? In the distance, a small human drone lifted into the sky. It blinked once, then flew off into space. The aliens tried to shoot it down, but it vanished before they could lock on. It was likely sending a message back to Earth, a signal, a warning, or worse, a call for backup. Vork stood up again, but this time, he didn't smile. He gave one order. "Begin repairs. Prepare defenses. We may have won today, but something bigger is coming." No one cheered anymore. The music stopped. The aliens looked at each other in silence. The battle was over. But the war hadn't even started. 2 days before the battle, 8 humans sat inside a dark transport ship flying toward planet Vetra 9. They wore no medals. Their uniforms had no rank. Only a small patch on the chest showed who they were. Scout Team Omega 9. Their mission was simple: land on Vetra 9, gather intel, and leave without being seen. They were not soldiers. They were shadows. Fast, quiet, deadly. Team leader Cade sat in front, helmet in his hands, eyes closed. He had done this many times before. He spoke softly. "This isn't war yet. We watch. We learn. We don't fight unless we must." The others nodded. Each one had a special skill. Vyra, the sniper, could shoot a target from 2 kilometers away. Pax was the tech expert, able to break into any system in seconds. Mira and Juno were twins, trained in stealth. They moved like ghosts. Brig was the heavy weapons man, silent, strong, and loyal. Nyla was the medic. She could patch up wounds in seconds, even under fire. And Dax, the youngest, handled explosives. His calm face hid a mind built for chaos. As they entered Vetra 9's orbit, their ship went dark. No lights, no signals. It flew low, avoiding detection. They landed inside a canyon, hidden from the sky. They moved fast. Within hours, they had hacked into the planet's systems. Pax sat in front of a small screen, eyes wide. "They're coming," he said. "A full alien fleet. Thousands of soldiers, ships, tanks." Kay looked at the screen. The numbers were bad. Earth had no army here. No help would come. This was a trap waiting to happen. "We call for pickup," Vera said. Cade didn't answer right away. He looked at the others. They were calm, ready. He thought for a moment, then shook his head. "No pickup," Cade said. "We stay." "Stay?" Pax asked. "We're scouts, not warriors." Cade nodded. "Exactly. If we leave now, the colony falls without a fight. If we stay, we might delay them, hurt them, make them think twice." Briggs smiled and pulled out his weapon. Finally, they split into pairs and moved out. Cade and Vyra went to the North Hills to mark targets. Pax and Dax stayed near the power grid. Mira and Juno sneaked into the main road used by alien dropships. Nyla set up a hidden med tent, just in case. Over the next 24 hours, the scout team became ghosts. Dax planted bombs under the alien landing zone. Vera took out scouts from the shadows, one bullet at a time. Pax shut down the sky cameras for 2 hours. No one noticed. Mira and Juno slipped into an enemy bunker and stole maps of the attack plan. But time was short. The alien fleet arrived early, much earlier than expected. Their ships blocked the sky. Cade looked up from the hills and whispered, "It's worse than we thought." They had only minutes before the battle began. Cade called the team on comms. "No turning back now. We stay low. Hit hard. Don't get caught." Each one replied with a simple word: "Copy." Then the attack started. Alien ships dropped soldiers by the hundreds. Tanks rolled in. The ground shook. The sky burned. But the scout team didn't run. Instead, they moved like shadows through the chaos. Mira and Juno cut fuel lines. Dax set off explosions that sent dropships crashing. Vera's shots made alien captains drop dead before they knew what hit them. Vreg opened fire from a rooftop, taking down squads on his own. Cade moved through the smoke, marking key targets with a small laser dot. That dot told Dax where to aim, told Vera where to shoot, told the others where to strike. In just 1 hour, the scout team destroyed more alien equipment than a full human squad could have. But the cost was high. Mira and Juno didn't come back after their last mission. Brig went down covering Nyla's escape. Vera was hit after her rifle ran out of rounds. Pax died while stopping a virus from leaking their location. Cade didn't say a word. He kept going. One by one, his team fell, but he stayed. He had one mission left: delay the aliens, make them believe this was Earth's full power, make them fear what comes next. The scout team was almost gone, but the war had just begun. Cade drove the alien bike across the dusty battlefield. The sky was dark. Smoke rose from burning ships. Earth's army had stopped moving. Everyone was watching the monster that stood in the center of the ruined city, Project Spiral. It stood like a god. Its armor glowed red. Its eyes scanned everything. Any drone that flew too close exploded. Any soldier who shot at it was turned into ashes. But Cade didn't stop. He knew Spiral wasn't just a machine. It was built using stolen human tech. That meant it had human systems. And if it had human systems, he could break them. Cade reached the edge of the city. He parked the bike behind a fallen tower and opened his broken datapad. It still worked, barely. He plugged it into the remains of a Zarkith scanner. Code ran across the screen. His fingers moved fast. He knew this was a one-way trip. His armor was almost useless. His weapons were light, but he had one advantage. He knew Spiral better than anyone. He had helped design the defense software it now used. Before it was stolen, he uploaded a virus, something small, fast, silent, a tiny code that would slip through the machine's systems and open one door for 5 seconds. That's all he needed. One shot. One chance. From orbit, Commander Ilara saw the new signal. Her screen blinked. Omega 9. Final phase begun. She gave the order. Clear the field. No one touches that monster. Cade's going in. On the ground, human forces pulled back. Tanks rolled away. Drones went high. Everyone watched as one man walked toward the monster. Cade moved slowly. He held nothing but a small launcher. Spiral saw him. It turned its head and scanned. Target: human. Threat level: low. Then it raised its arm to fire. Cade waited. 3 steps away. 2. The signal hit. The virus worked. Spiral froze for 5 seconds. Cade leaped forward and placed a tiny bomb under its chest panel. A bomb made with alien tech and Earth's design. It was the only thing strong enough to hit the core. He turned and ran. The monster moved again, but too late. The bomb exploded. A white flash lit the sky. The shockwave threw Cade into the air. His body hit the ground hard. Everything went silent. Then the monster fell. Spiral hit the ground like a mountain. Its red lights blinked, then faded. The war machine was dead. The battlefield was quiet. Alien soldiers dropped their weapons. The remaining Zarkith forces surrendered. From orbit, cheers filled Earth's fleet. But no one smiled harder than Commander Ilara. She opened the comms and said one line across all channels. The scout did it. Troops rushed to find Cade. Medics lifted him from the ground. He was barely alive, but breathing. The news spread fast across the galaxy. One human scout had destroyed the Zarkith's final weapon. One scout had turned defeat into victory. And from that day forward, the alien species across the stars remembered one thing. They hadn't fought Earth's army. They had only fought one scout team. And they still lost. So what would happen if Earth ever sent the full force? No one wanted to find out. The battle raged across Vetra 9. Alien soldiers filled the streets. Smoke and fire covered the sky. But something was wrong. The aliens were winning, but it didn't feel like a real victory. Every time they moved forward, something exploded. A road would collapse. A tank would catch fire. A sniper would take out a captain. Their communications kept breaking. Their supply lines were gone. It felt like they were being hunted. But there was no army. Only one human scout team had been on this planet. And now, almost all of them were gone. General Vork stood inside his command center, staring at a large screen. Red dots, his troops, were everywhere, but yellow alerts kept flashing. Something kept slowing them down. Something kept killing them in the shadows. "We lost contact with Squad 7, an alien officer said. "And 8, said another. Their last message said, a ghost was watching them. Vork's fists tightened. "There are no ghosts. There are only humans. Find them." He didn't know that only one human was still alive. Scout leader Cade moved through the ruins like a shadow. His suit was damaged, one arm bleeding, and his rifle low on ammo. But he didn't stop. He couldn't. His team was gone. Mira, Juno, Brig, Vera, Pax, Nyla, and Dax. All dead. But their mission wasn't over. He still had one job left. Cade hid behind a wall as 3 aliens walked past. He waited, silent, then moved, quick and silent. He planted a small device on a wall, an EMP bomb. He tapped it once and walked away. 10 seconds later, the wall exploded. Alien radios went dead. Cameras blinked out. Their tracking systems froze. They still didn't know it was just one man doing all this. Cade crawled through a vent and entered the power station. This was the heart of the alien base. If he shut it down, everything would fall. Lights, comms, shields, weapons. He pulled out a small device. It was something Pax had built before he died. A black cube with blinking lights. Cade plugged it into the power grid. It began to hum. Back at Alien Command, General Vork's main screen went black. "Status report," he shouted. "Sir, our power grid is collapsing. Something's inside." Vork grabbed a rifle. "I'm going down there myself." By the time he reached the power station, it was too late. The lights were dead. The systems were gone. And Cade was waiting in the shadows. Vork stepped forward, aiming his weapon. "You, human, you're alone. You've lost." Cade didn't move. "Have I?" "You fought well," Vork said. "But this is the end. You are just one man." Cade looked at him with tired eyes. "That's the point." He reached into his vest and pulled out a data chip. "This isn't a fight," he said. "It's a message." Before Vork could shoot, Cade threw the chip into the main reactor. The screen on the wall blinked. A voice played. It was Pax's voice, recorded before the mission. "If this message is playing, we're gone. But if you're hearing it, remember one thing. This wasn't Earth's army. This wasn't even Earth's response. This was just a scout team." Vork watched in silence as the screen showed pictures, 8 human faces, each one marked Scout. Then the screen went black. Cade smiled one last time. "Now you know what's coming." And then the power station exploded. Outside, the alien ships flickered. Their shields dropped. Their targeting systems failed. Drones crashed. Radar went blind. All across the planet, the alien army stood confused. "What happened?" One shouted. "Is the war over?" Another asked. No one answered. In the middle of the smoke, Vork crawled out of the ruins, covered in ash. His eyes were wide with fear. He had just fought Earth's smallest force and nearly lost. Now he wondered, what happens when Earth sends the real one? The ground shook across Vetra 9. Alien soldiers stopped fighting. Human units paused their advance. Something deep under the planet was moving. Something big. Inside the main alien vault, giant steel doors opened slowly. Steam hissed from every corner. Blue lights flashed across old walls. Chains snapped. Warning alarms screamed. Project Spiral was waking up. General Vork stood in front of the vault with 5 top officers. Their faces were pale. No one had ever seen this weapon before. It had been built in silence, hidden during the last war. Not even the Emperor knew its full power. "Is it alive?" one officer asked. "No," Vork said. "It's worse." From the dark, a huge shape stepped forward. Its legs crushed metal as it walked. Its body was taller than a building. Black armor, long arms, 6 glowing eyes, A war machine, built using both alien and stolen human tech. Project Spiral was half AI, half monster, stronger than a tank, faster than a jet. It could heal itself. It learned from every enemy it killed. And now, it wanted to fight. Send it into the heart of the human advance, Vork ordered. Let it tear through their command. Outside, Earth's army pushed forward. Human troops moved block by block, clearing out alien strongholds. Commander Ilara watched the battle from orbit. Victory in 6 hours, her officer said. Their defense is almost gone. Then the ground opened. A huge black figure rose from the dust. Every human soldier stopped and stared. It looked like a demon from a nightmare. Its voice roared across the battlefield like a storm. It moved fast, too fast. It crushed tanks with its arms. It grabbed 2 soldiers and threw them into the air. It shot plasma beams from its chest. Drones exploded just by flying too close. Earth's forces broke formation. Fall back. Someone shouted. What is that thing? Hilara saw it on the main screen. Send in the heavy mechs. Full power. Don't hold back. 5 Titan-class mechs dropped from orbit. Each one was the size of a building. Each one had enough firepower to destroy a city. They opened fire. Project Spiral took the hits, but didn't stop. It bent one mech in half. It punched through another's chest. In minutes, all 5 were gone. For the first time, Earth's army was losing. In the cave, Cade heard the battle in the distance. He forced himself to stand, though every part of his body screamed in pain. He looked up at the sky and saw the flashes. He knew something had changed. This isn't just a fight now, he whispered. It's a test. He grabbed a pain stem from his belt and injected it into his neck. His vision cleared. His legs steadied. He reached for a nearby alien bike and started it. He didn't know if he could win. He only knew one thing. That monster out there. It wasn't part of Earth's plan. But he was. Back on the field, human forces regrouped. Snipers, drones, tanks, all focused on Spiral. Nothing worked. It was learning. Commander Ilara turned to her officer. Is there anything left? Only the Omega Protocol, ma'am, he said quietly. She paused. That's for full extinction-level threats, she said. He looked at her. This is one. She nodded. Then activate it, and send a message to Cade. Tell him. He's not done yet. Far below, Cade's bike roared across the plains. His body was broken, but his mind was sharp. He was going to face Spiral. Alone. Again. Because Earth had already lost too many. And someone had to stop this. As he sped forward, dust flying behind him, he said one last thing to himself. If this is the end, I'll make it count. The final battle was coming. The smoke from the explosion still hung in the air. The alien power station was gone. Wires sparked. Buildings shook. Dozens of alien soldiers ran in all directions, confused and afraid. For the first time since the invasion began, the army of Zarkith didn't know what to do. General Vork stood in the middle of the destruction. His armor was cracked. His helmet was gone. His face was burned on one side. He looked around slowly. The base was silent. No lights. No alarms. No orders. Just silence. He pulled out his communicator, but it didn't work. The system was fried. Backup power was gone. Every part of the base was either offline or destroyed. The human scout had done it. One man. One soldier. No, not a soldier. A scout. Vork clenched his teeth. He knew what he was doing, he whispered. He wanted us to feel this. He looked down at the wreckage where Cade had stood last. There was no body, just burned armor, a shattered rifle, and a cracked data pad. Is he dead? One of his officers asked, stepping over broken metal. I don't know, Vork replied. And that's what scares me. Far from the ruins, in the cold hills of Vectra 9, Something moved. A weak human figure crawled through the snow, leaving a trail of blood. It was Cade. He had survived the blast, but barely. His armor was half melted. His arm was broken. His visor was cracked. But he was alive. His hand gripped a small metal disc, the last signal beacon. He tapped it twice. A soft blue light blinked. Then a message was sent through space. Back on Earth, deep inside a hidden command bunker, the signal arrived. A red light turned green. A female officer looked at her screen and stood quickly. "Ma'am," she called. "We have confirmation." Omega-9 completed the mission. A tall woman in a black coat walked to the screen. She was Earth's defense commander. Cold, calm, and always watching. "Only one signal?" she asked. "Yes," the officer said. "Only one scout survived." The commander nodded. "That's enough." She turned to her staff. "Activate Protocol Hammerfall. Full response team. I want every ship in the Dark Fleet ready in 12 hours. The room went quiet. Then hands started moving. Keys clicked. Lights blinked. Earth's war machine was waking up. On Vetra 9, the alien army tried to fix their systems. Engineers rewired broken panels. Drones flew in circles, trying to reconnect. But nothing worked. It was like the planet itself had turned against them. One alien officer stood on a tower and watched the sky. His eyes widened. "Sir," he called, "something's coming." General Vork climbed up beside him. He raised a scanner. A long moment passed. Then he saw them. Blips, hundreds of them, moving fast. Ships. Not one, not 10. Hundreds. Coming from Earth. Big ones, fast ones, and silent. Not scout ships, not patrol units. These were warships. The real army. Vork's hands shook slightly. He turned to his officers. "Tell them to dig in," he said. "Every defense we have, every cannon, every shield. Prepare for war." "But sir," one officer said, "we already won." "No," Vork said quietly. "We beat a shadow. The storm is just starting." Across the galaxy, human fleets were waking up. Pilots climbed into fighters. Troops loaded weapons. Massive ships powered up engines. Their mission was clear. Make the Zarkith pay. And at the center of it all was one name. Omega-9. Not just scouts. Now legends. The sky over Vetra 9 began to change. At first it was just a soft hum in the air. A low sound like thunder far away. Then the stars above flickered, as if something huge had passed in front of them. Alien soldiers looked up. What they saw made them freeze in place. Ships. Thousands of them. Big. Black. Silent. Earth's war fleet had arrived. The human ships didn't send warnings. They didn't speak. They just moved into position, surrounding the planet like a net. No way in. No way out. General Vork stood on the command tower with his officers. He had never seen so many enemy ships in one place. His scanners were full of red alerts. Every ship carried hundreds of soldiers, tanks, mechs, drones, weapons they didn't even understand. This wasn't a fight anymore. This was an execution. "How did they come so fast?" one alien officer asked. "They didn't," Vork said. "They were already close, watching, waiting. And now they had come." Far below, inside a quiet cave, Cade lay still. His body was weak, broken, but his eyes were open. He heard the sound above him, the deep hum of Earth's fleet. He smiled. The mission had worked. His pain didn't matter. His team's sacrifice wasn't wasted. They had made the enemy believe a lie. They made them think Earth had sent its army. But that was never the army. It was just a scout team. Now the real force had arrived. Up in space, Commander Ilara stood on the bridge of the lead battleship, Shadowfire. Her face was calm, her eyes cold. "We don't speak to them," She said, "We don't offer peace. We don't answer calls." Her officers nodded. "They touched Earth soil," she said. "They destroyed a human colony. They killed our scouts." Her voice dropped low. "Now we show them what Earth does when it's angry." The order was given. 1,000 ships moved at once. On the planet, the first wave hit the alien defenses hard. Human drop pods slammed into the ground like meteor showers. Troops came out in black armor, moving fast, weapons glowing blue. Tanks rolled over hills. Drones filled the air. The aliens fought back, but it was chaos. Nothing worked right. Their systems were still damaged from Cade's attack. Their power grid was unstable. Communications were slow. Earth's attack was too fast, too strong. In the first hour, 5 alien bases fell. By the second hour, the skies belonged to Earth. General Vork gave every order he could. Hold the line. Protect the power cores. Do not let them reach the central vault. But nothing stopped the humans. They moved like thunder. Every explosion felt personal. Every shot felt like revenge. And everywhere the aliens ran, they saw something strange. Walls sprayed with symbols. A red circle with 8 stars. It was the symbol of Omega 9, the scout team. A sign that they had been there. Now that symbol was everywhere. On ships, on armor, even on bombs. The humans had turned it into a flag. A warning. This is what happens when you hurt one of us. By nightfall, the alien army was falling apart. Soldiers surrendered. Captains ran. And in the middle of it all, Earth's troops moved forward without mercy. But it wasn't over yet. Deep inside a hidden vault, something was waking up. Something even the aliens feared. A final weapon. One they had kept hidden since the war began. They called it Project Spiral. General Vork had one last hope. If Earth wants a war, he said, they're about to see something we never used before. And far away in the cave, Cade felt the ground shake. He whispered, "What did they do now?" The storm wasn't over. It had only just begun.